Okay.
Maybe everyone can mute.
Oh, if everybody could mute, that would be really helpful. So I'm going to mute also.
And I think before we should explain that it's also Fun Friday, which would explain why we're wearing these things whenever we go back to listening to Rita's presentation.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I wanted to start off by opening up a sacred space before I do my reading, if that's okay with everyone. The only thing is my printer wasn't working, so I'm going to try to toggle screens while I'm doing this. And as I call upon the 4 directions, if you feel called to, you can repeat after me at the end of each direction. I'm going to shake my rattle and say aho, if that's okay. So let me see if I can still keep you. Let me know if you can't hear me, RD.
Should we be unmuted for this? Or
Sure, if you want to, that's fine. But you can hear me, right? Because I'm looking at my Word document.
yes, I can
Okay.
hear you.
Perfect.
Everybody
Okay.
can hear you? Okay, great.
Perfect. To the winds of the south, great serpent, wrap your coils of light around us. Teach us to shed the past the way you shed your skin, to walk softly on the earth. Teach us the beauty way. Aho.
Aho.
To the west, to the winds of the west, Mother Jaguar, protect our medicine space. Teach us the way of peace, to live impeccably. Show us the way beyond death. Aho.
Aho.
To the north, to the winds of the north, hummingbird, grandmothers and grandfathers, ancient ones, come and warm your hands by our fires. Whisper to us in the wind, we honor you who have come before us, and you who will come after us, our children's children. Aho.
Aho.
To the east, to the winds of the east, great eagle, condor, come to us from the place of the rising sun. Keep us under your wing. Show us the mountains we only dare to dream of. Teach us to fly wing to wing with the great spirit. Aho.
Aho.
Mother Earth, we've gathered for the honoring of all your children, the stone people, the plant people, the 4-legged, the 2-legged, the creepy crawlers, the finned, the furred, and the winged ones, all our relations. Aho.
Aho.
Father, Son, Grandmother Moon, to the star nations, Great Spirit, you who are known by 1,000 names, and you who are the unnameable one, thank you for bringing us together and allowing us to sing the song of life. Aho.
Aho.
So I earlier pulled a card. The question that I asked was about what is it that we can expect in the coming months for RD as well as for all of us. And this is called the Shaman's Dream. And this is by Dr. Alberto Violda. He's a medical anthropologist, and also Colette Barron-Reed, who does lots of fun magical cards. And the card that I pulled for you was number 26. If you can see, gathering. So gathering around the power of community. And I'd like to read that to the group, if I may.
Oh, please.
Power of community, being safe and secure, allowing help, There are times when you need positive reinforcement from others. Perhaps your journey has made you tired just before reaching the proverbial finish line, where your friends await to cheer your arrival. Know this, you are not alone. Regardless of whether you think you are, people gather around to help you with your next steps as you bring it forth from the cosmos into the beauty of life. There has never been another you before, and you have a unique relationship with your friends, family, communities, and all those who gather to help you in the unseen realms. Now is the time to allow assistance from others. Ask for it and trust that you will receive it. You are safe and secure right now in this moment, truly supported in your beautiful, amazing, complicated life. You are heard by angels, witnessed by the divine, and loved. Yes, loved, now and always by life itself. Whatever you query, you will find the help you need to achieve what you desire, and you will not have to do this alone. Count on it. The shaman's dream. So we are creating the world that we are dreaming. And then this was my essay. This I believe. When Heather first asked us to write a This I Believe essay, I wasn't sure if I had any profound wisdom to share. I thought about all the Zoom gatherings RD has led us. In the midst of so much suffering, he shared his laughter and happiness. I thought to myself, how is RD so happy? Why is he smiling when he is undergoing cancer treatments in the middle of a worldwide pandemic? How is this possible? These past few years, I have learned by watching RD that true joy is connected to alignment. When your heart and mind are congruent, then all of life flows. He is living his true, authentic self. The energy he puts out into the world comes right back. He views life with so much pleasure. RD has taught me to live a life filled with joy, laughter, and gratitude. There were days when I would feel grumpy when he would ask us, "What are you grateful for?" I have learned these past few years that no one knows when they are going to die. I am amazed how quickly these days I answer his question with digging my toes in the sand at the beach, reading, playing cards with my parents, painting, singing, making a delicious dinner with my daughters and hubby, etc. Thank you, RD, for teaching us to believe in magic and miracles. Thank you so much for sharing the bells with all of us.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Rita. I'm very touched. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, thank you. Well, people can unmute if they want to say anything. I'm just
Rita, I have to tell you that I just love what you wrote. It was very touching, and it was all so true. And I mean, it was just from your heart. And I thank you very, very much for sharing that, because the things that you said are things that I feel too. And when you also spoke about alignment, being able to be this person because of the alignment of heart and mind, I've been really wondering a lot about alignment and the elements. And I always feel whenever I'm around RD and Heather, I always feel like this beautiful energy. And I went to visit, what was it, 2 weeks ago?
I think it was last week.
Last week. And I went with a very good friend of mine. And I talk a lot about all of you to my friends and how much you mean to me, because they mean so much to me and they can understand it. And she came away with that same feeling. And how long did you meet? Maybe an hour. But there's something that exudes, and we're all gratefully, getting sprinkled with the fairy dust. So, Rita, thank you so much. That was just wonderful.
Anybody else?
I'll go. I definitely follow what Sue has said. That was really, really beautiful, Rita. It just really was just complete heart sharing. And I connect exactly with what you're saying. It's just to be witnessing over the last couple of years, someone who just really, well, a lot of us are, specifically RD, going through something very, very challenging, and Heather along with that, but to come on and just be aligned and share love and joy, because that's where we are as a group, but as to try and keep us all going in that direction. I think also times when I was having a hard time answering, how are you today? What are you grateful for? And back, over the last couple of years, and I have changed so much in these 2 years, and where I'm at, and trying to truly be as aligned as possible and connecting to the alignment. And I really, really appreciate what you did in the beginning, and starting and opening sacred space for us, because that is an alignment. That is truly where we need to be aligned, right? To begin with connecting to this earth we stand on, and the directions and everything that exists on the planet. And I love so much, because that, I have to say, one thing that brought into my mind, I was introduced to shamanism, and my first ever feng shui class I did was called Feng Shui and Shamanism out at the planting fields. Alex Stark was teaching this class, and this is before I signed up for the full program, and it truly changed my life. Like the connection. Feng Shui is a shamanic art science practice, and to think that, yes, RD has been practicing Feng Shui for so long, and to come into his energy since way back then, there's this balance, right? There's a alignment that is so sort of visceral, or you feel it, it's always there. And for myself to try and travel into this world of, or existence of, getting my body in alignment, is you brought it for all of us in your opening of the sacred space. And I so appreciate that you did that. It's been part of my life for a number of years to really honor directions and space, earth, heaven, everything, because we need that in our hearts. Our hearts are connected to that. And when we're out of alignment, we're not in sync with the earth energies and the heaven energies. So you brought it all together. I don't know, I'm sort of babbling now, but it really was so touching and beautiful, and connecting the thread to RD's energy and joy and love that he has just maintained, and just been very present for all of us that we've received. Yes, we've received all the stardust and the glitter and everything that's coming out of his heart, and all of your hearts here. Thank you. Oh, and I love Colette and her cards. The Oracle cards are amazing. And Alberto.
Linda.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much, Rita. That was beautiful. My same Sue, and also what Lee shared. You're so heartfelt, so touching. And just soulful, very soulful. I love how you started the beginning. That was amazing. I love that. I love the aho. I love, just like Lee said, just honoring the four directions and creating a sacred space and sacred vessel for us. And I love the card because that's just who we are, gathering community. It's just amazing how that card came up. It's such an apropos card for us. And yes, RD is an angel. He's a human angel. Reverend Barbara always says that. And it's just beautiful how he just shows up every day for us. So thank you, RD. And thank you, Rita, for your words of wisdom and beauty. Love you.
Miss Beth.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. Rita, you said so much in such a short essay. I'm calling it short because mine was long, I think. And the way you started really is going to stay with me. And it just reminded me, thank you. I don't, you know, an important part of my practice is to chant in the morning and at night, to chant the prayers. There are prayers and then the chant is Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. And it's an alignment. That's what it is.
Beth, you're clicking. Your thing is.
Oh, darn. Okay. Thank
Here.
you for telling me. Is it staticky?
No, now it's
No.
much better. It's much
It just
Okay.
moves and you can hear the clicking.
Yeah, great. Thank you for letting me know. It is an alignment, and it's the recommended process to set up your day, to make those connections, to get into alignment so that your day goes smoothly, and so much more. And just the way you did that was just very powerful, so gently powerful. And my goodness, like I said, you said so many important things. Allowing assistance from others, that we are loved. We're creating the world we dream of. Very subtle and very powerful reminder of the cause and effect that we live every day and every moment. RD, you know, what you spoke of RD, I mean, is just so right on. And just echoing what Lee said, you know, and Sue, there were days that have been, you know, not great. And there were days that I don't come on because they're that not great. And other days I come on, and it's so hard to answer the questions. You know, what are you grateful for? He asks with a big smile on his face and a lilt in his voice. And it's like, shut up. And then you get on with it. And by the end of our session, everything is shifted. And you're so powerful, RD. And I am so grateful. I wasn't going to join the group. And then I said, one day, for whatever reason, I did. And I'm so glad that somehow the energy drew me in, because this has been a lifesaver. You have been a lifesaver. All of you have been a lifesaver. And I'm just so grateful. And Rita, it was just exquisitely written and planned. And I thank you so much from beginning to end of your gift. Thank you. Thank you. I love you.
Johan.
Well, it's hard to say something new after everything is said before. Thank you, Rita, for your beautiful essay, and thank you for the surprising, for me, surprising beginning. I've never had this kind of ritual before, but makes sense to center yourself within an environment, as I understood this, right? And thank you for reminding me what you said about gratefulness. Thank you, RD, for teaching me to be grateful for something at least, even if there's a day which is not that great, but there's always something you can be grateful for. And I think this kind of exercising has changed my view to life. I much more see small things that I normally wouldn't mention as positive things. So thank you, Rita, for reminding me what RD did with us. Was there something else? Yeah, and magic and miracles. Yeah, I'm very grateful that I have a group that is supportive and with whom I can share very magic moments, and this is enriching my life. So thank you, RD, and thank you, Rita, for reminding.
I just wanted to respond. So this practice of opening and the directions is a practice of the Americas. It is an indigenous practice. And this script that I'm using is from the Peruvian shamans, but the indigenous peoples of the Americas use this, so, you know, some verbiage of this.
Miss Mary Beth.
Oh, thank you so much. I can't say anything that hasn't been said, and I think the power is evident in the silence that was encountered perhaps after you finished. And there's part of me that thought, someone should speak up. She might think, but you just didn't need to, because we were so held in your words and what you were sharing because of the alignment and the truth of it, I believe. That's what came to me. And as your people are coming in and sharing it, just, I had this thought about, I'm glad you shared that it was an indigenous tradition, you said, because I thought, wow, this crosses everything. Because I can imagine being in a mass with a priest sort of saying something that would mimic, and I don't know, I've had been in other types of practices, but it seemed like it, and Sue and many of you guys touched upon this, that it's just universal. Rita, I got you in Times Square with the mayor or somebody, because somebody's got to say something, and it's so perfect. I mean, you just, I don't know, it just, there's no, you know, people could be on that, you know, I have the businessmen because I just go to different, it so stops. And people have to take that in. I just think it's wonderful. And I thank God you're a teacher. Thank God for RD and Heather. And just say how much the influence of this group has been for me in the changing of, I mean, I bring cookies now to my doctors, and they seem to appreciate them. It never occurred to me that you shouldn't yell at people that are sticking needles in you. You should give them cookies. And on the way home, on the subway, racing to get here, there was a conductor who was being very, had quite a nice personality, wishing everyone a beautiful day, beautiful people, very enthusiastic, but authentic. You know, and I'm thinking, is he gonna say he's single at the end? So I got out and I just thanked him. I said, you know, whatever it is you're doing, it's really helpful. I said, I just love it. And people responded to it. I said, I was waiting for you to say that you were single. He goes, oh no, ma'am, I'm not single. I said, well, no, how could you be? I didn't mean it like that. So then I'm walking down the platform and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm a minister. He's invoking love. Maybe we can marry someone on the subway. So, but you're much better for Times Square than some marriage on a subway. No, kidding. But it just so authentically touched me and spoke so true, like the pebble in the pond. And I just want to say thank you.
Thank you, Mary Beth. And thank you for reminding us that silence is just as powerful as sharing our words and our wisdom. Thank you for reminding us. It's very much like architecture. You have the building, but there's also the space within the building or outside of the building, which is just as powerful. So thank you. Appreciate that very, very much.
Yeah, I'd like to, Mary Beth, I think that's exactly how I felt. I'm still kind of overwhelmed. Sorry about this. I've got a sinus thing going on. Which, you know, sometimes I think too that Ann Beth had mentioned also that, you know, sometimes you don't feel like you can show up for whatever reason. And today was one of those days for me, and I'm so glad I did. And for you to pull that card of community is just like mind-blowing, you know? Yeah. I mean, we shouldn't be surprised, right? For in alignment. I mean, because this is a community, and yeah, just the way you opened up, I think like Johan said too, I was just so pleasingly surprised, and it just was so beautiful. I didn't want it to end. And then when you pulled the card and read that, I thought, oh my God, I can't take much more. And it just kept going on. And then your essay, you know, building up. It just, what a beautiful trifecta you gave us this morning. Thank you. And, you know, you just reiterated the power of this community that we have here. And for all of us who have known RD before this community, we've shared in that energy of his, and with Heather. Just so, he's just so non-judgmental, and, you know, just sees like, like the best in everything. And, you know, just, you know, being with my family, if he's with my family, or if he's, you know, whatever we're doing, he's just always has a smile, and, you know, I don't know. So to have this platform and continue it when otherwise we wouldn't be able to see each other is just such a gift, and this gift of community. So thank you for reminding us of that, because sometimes too, I think we get a little complacent, you know, it becomes almost like a little, you know, everyday thing, even though every day is special. But this really just drove it home for me. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Am I the only one left?
Now you have Leticia after you.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to start crying. So you go first. I'll wait. Rita, I don't know what to say. it's so surprised that you brought out the Native American stuff, and it was such a pleasure. That was, I believe, my first exposure to anything of the spiritual world that really meant anything. I'm not talking about when I was a kid. Was through the Lakota Sioux and doing sweat lodges with them and learning a few of the words. When you said that, it was like, oh my God, Rita knows all this stuff. This is so cool. And you just really brought me back to the beginning of like my journey. And it was so touching and so surprising, and again, the card, you couldn't have gone through the deck and just picked out a more perfect card. It was just so right on and so beautiful. And of course, if I start going into all the things you said about RD and Heather, I'm just going to start crying again. So I'm going to try not to talk about it. But everything you said was absolutely perfect and absolutely what's in my heart as well. And oddly, or not so oddly, this morning, I found myself having to type a note to someone that literally all I said to them was, "You are not alone." And when you said that, it was like, oh my God, like, oh, it's just the perfect example of our group, our little microcosm of the universe, how everything really just is perfect, and everything is connected, and timing is perfect, no matter how it feels in the moment. But I just want to thank you so much for sharing and for being here and being part of my life. Thank you. Just made it.
Thank you, Dee.
Thank you, Rita. Sorry. Go ahead, Heather. Go ahead. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Heather. I'm muting myself. Look.
Rita, I just want to thank you so much. I too, everyone has said, it just was beautiful how you began and how it was a ceremony. And I too resonate with the Native American and the directions, and was surprised that you added all that extra fun to your essay. And I really enjoyed it and enjoyed the card that you pulled. And when I saw the yellow flowers and when you read the essay, it's stuff that I feel and that I know about RD, but it was so nice to hear someone else say it, or that he touched you in that way, and that you saw I live with it. So sometimes I take it for granted or don't see it in the same way. And like Ann Beth, when he says, what are you great every night? It's like, what are you grateful for? And like some nights I'm like, nothing. And then we both start laughing, because it's like, why do I have to be grateful today? And I have my good days and my bad days. And some days I don't feel like being grateful, but then he'll be going through these treatments or this back pain or have to lay down. And I'm like, how could I not be grateful when he can just reel off, he'll just reel off all these things he's grateful for. And it just is so inspiring that I'm like, I've got no problems. Why am I not grateful? So it's, you truly do embrace it and live it. And I saw it firsthand when he had all those broken bones and couldn't even walk and couldn't even move, and said, they told him he might become paralyzed, and they'd pull up in the stretcher ambulance and he'd have a huge smile on his face and say, how are you today? And what's your name? And can I take your picture? And I was just like, so inspired, like, where is this coming from, that you're on your deathbed, but you're still bringing joy to those that come pick you up, and every day going to the hospital and meeting the nurses and asking their name and where are they from, and truly embodying and embracing that positivity and making everyone feel like it was so acknowledged. I was just so blown away what we went through and how he maintained that joy and that positivity, and today that you still do. And it is inspiring, and thank you for sharing that it touched you in that way as well. And I really enjoyed your whole show today. It was really beautiful. Thank you. And on a little side, I don't know, some of the stupid questions we ask through the bells, and like, maybe I think it was one day, if we could be any character, what would it be? And Rita, you picked Joy from that movie, and I don't know why, but that's really resonated and stuck with me, that you embody joy and you bring me joy. And I think of that little character of Joy when I think of you, even from that little question that day. And when you showed those flowers, the golden yellow flowers, I thought of that little character of Joy. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you, Rita, and thank you everyone for your comments. I agree with everyone, and as we often say, I echo what everyone has said. And I was also silent, like Mary Beth mentioned, because I found it was very powerful, the recognition of the four directions and heaven and earth. And I really loved that. And it was really, we talked about alignment, and I think that's a very, very precise word, and you hit it on the nail, as we said. And I felt that when we come to the bells, I think we do align ourselves. Whatever we're going through during the day, we take a moment and we allow ourselves to realign and to just be. And the card that you picked, it's such a validation and a recognition of what RD and Heather have accomplished and have created, and all of us have created, and how we nourish this community with our shares and our feelings, and sometimes our silences. So it was really very, very beautiful, Rita. Thank you. And you condensed it of what we feel and how blessed we are to be part of this community. So thank you.
Well, I just want to kind of continue. I just see myself as an acupuncture needle, and it's all of you that have created this community, and it's just not just me.
Of course.
And I feel very, very grateful for that. And yes, even though the simple little question, what are you grateful for? There's some days you're grateful and other days you don't want to be here. And I think that's just, but the other thing that just came to me is about a practice. We have created a family of bells, and talk about an every single day practice, whether you're here or you're not here, you can really feel that energy. And do we do this with our own family ourselves? I mean, I don't do this with my brothers and sister. I mean, and do I really know them the way that I know all of you? And, to me, it is very interesting. Talk about the practice. And I just love what you did, Rita, of acknowledging the directions, the shamanic directions. I mean, Heather and I have experienced that in Peru. I've experienced that in some readings. And, to me, it was so beautiful, but it was also realigning us about our spirits. And our spirits are realigned in so many different ways. And I think this was beautiful. And I just want to thank you for sharing your reading, and all of you. I mean, we are a family that is truly much more than our blood family. But now I'm just going to share this out to you. Is this something that you can do with your own specific family? Excuse me. Excuse me. To really create something that you call every single day to your family just to say hello and what are they grateful for. And, you know, for some of us, it might be extremely challenging or it may not even be possible, but just that thought. And you know, and of course, we are a chosen family. We choose to be here. So that's another, you know, there's all these layers of relationships of where we are. I think it really comes down to us as, you know, being human. You know, we have our days, we have our good days, we have our off days, we have those, you know, tragic days, you know, we have those celebratory days, and somehow we get to share that. And in a way, I think that is the beauty, or from the pandemic, you know, I get to meet Johan from Berlin and Leticia, even though I met her before, but it's so nice that she's here from Montreal. Everybody is here from all over the place. And so, you know, I'm grateful for that. And I think about myself as becoming this acupuncture. I don't know where this chi energy comes from, you know, smiling at all the people at the ambulance or whatever. Maybe it did come from my mom. You know, she went through so much trauma in her life, but somehow she imparted that maybe to me specifically. I don't know about to my other brothers and sisters, but she definitely imparted it to me. So anyway, on that note, Leticia, you want to say something else?
Yes, sorry, I forgot what I wanted to say, but just a while ago. But Rita, what I also appreciated is that you have your religion, you have your specific beliefs, but you embrace all. And I find this is so interesting. So Anne Beth was talking about her Buddhist practice. We do feng shui. And Sue has her religion and her culture, and we all have our cultures, and Lee loves astrology, and we all mix, and this becomes even more fertile ground to think, to experience, to appreciate. So I really love that we are one, that we are all.
Thank you.
Sue.
I just wanted to say, as Leticia was speaking, it made me think that all of us are ambassadors for peace and love. So that, you know, we all come here and we kind of fill up our tanks, and then we go out into the world and we meet people every day, or we're, you know, interconnecting with people we already know. And as Leticia pointed out, we're just ambassadors.
Exactly. We are like the lighthouses, right? We are all lighthouses, and that's what we've created here. And each one of us, we have become the lighthouse, and we're also the acupuncture needle, so that we can share our hearts and share our light and share our wisdom and share all of our joys and, you know, chi energy to everyone. And I think that is the purpose of it all. Oh, I love it.
Oh, Dee, that cracks me up.
So happy Fun Friday. So let's close with a nice meditation. How about that? I'm so grateful for all of you, and very grateful for your essay today, Rita. Thank you so much. So I'm going to, everybody's already muted, which is nice. And I'm going to place Dee in my center screen with her beautiful view of the water. So just relax. and breathe. Put your feet flat on the floor. Sit comfortably in our chairs. Gently breathing in and breathing out. And just release. Whew. And let's begin our time together with the ringing of the bell. So let's imagine just finding a beautiful place that truly nurtures your soul and your spirit. It could be sitting at the beach with your feet in the warm sands and the water gently lapping along the shores. Or maybe you could be sitting in the fields of the dahlias and the sunflowers and just welcoming the warmth of the sun and the moon and the stars and the rain. Or maybe we'd be sitting on the mountains overlooking this incredible horizon, blue skies, evergreen trees in the distance, snow-capped tops on the mountain, blue sky. Or maybe it's sitting in the temple or a cathedral with the beautiful mosaic windows welcoming the chi, rainbow colored chi energy, filling our souls and our spirit. So just take your time and breathe gently. Inhale and exhale. And just be in the eternal now. our hearts are just open to the chi of the universe, of Mother Nature, and of God. And just be in this beautiful silence. A thousand autumns ago, the world was vast. 10,000 leagues of heaven and earth save mankind. Drive away worries, welcome happy events, play in the heavens. Let the body be at ease, wander freely in nature. Be one with the beauty of heaven. Dissolve into the earth chi. Dissolve into nature. Your feet rest on 10,000 li of earth. 10,000 zhang of sky rest on your head. The clouds and the birds dance together. The tea trees and the mountain blossom. 10,000 good things come from heaven. Rest. Rest in your heart. The heart is very peaceful, very happy. Just be. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. Om Mani Padme Hum. The six true words just filled with harmony and beauty and compassion and kindness, love and gratitude. And gently, gently take your hands, place them together, and just kind of rub them gently. Slowly awaken the chi cells. And then you can caress your face or wash your face. And gentle little taps. Tap, 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 tap along your face and your forehead and the top of your head, and maybe rub your ears, and gentle little taps along the meridians of your arms, the top part of the arm, the bottom part, along our shoulders and our hearts and our organs, little tap dance on the earth. And do a little shake, 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 shake. Yes, and a nice stretch. Yes. Happy Fun Friday.